All right, Shalom, Nakim, Shalom, Shalom, Lahab Akwayim, Shah Yasha'Allah. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming with another lesson through the Spirit. All right, closing out this Sabbath with a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the last Sabbath of the month. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Yakim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yakwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right. So, I've been seeing in amongst the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, a couple brothers have gone into the subject, you know what I'm saying. All right. I know Elder Apostle Tahar, he mentions this all the time because this is a prophecy that's coming. All right. And it's closing in fast. And it's a subject that specifically you black women, you so-called black women, you don't want to address, you know what I'm saying, even though you can see it coming. All right. But there will be, all right, multiple women to one man. All right, that is a given. It's going to happen. Prophecy has been written. All right, so let's get that precept. Okay, Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. It reads, Salakia. And it reads, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we shall eat our own bread. All right, saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Okay. One of the things that you women have a very, very hard time grasping is that everything is about to change. Everything is about to change. Okay? All this talk of, maybe I'll be okay with it. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Or no way, Jose. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, right? All right. The fact of the matter is that you won't have a choice in the matter. Okay? When all hell breaks loose out here in the U.S., you best understand that all hell is about to break loose. There's no getting around that. The prophecies are clear, okay? And we're seeing them playing out right before our eyes, man. Right before our eyes. Like, you really can't see it. You see what I'm saying? Because not every Israelite is given the eye salve to see, all right, the writing that's on the wall. You see what I'm saying? And the things that's written to come to pass. All right? But there will be multiple women, all right, that will be hanging on tightly to one man. You see what I'm saying? And you women who claim to be in this truth, all right? You women who claim to be in this truth, if you're still struggling with this, all right, you had better pray. You better pray to your Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, to make peace with this. You better be praying right now to make peace with what is coming. You see what I'm saying? And truly ask yourself, examine yourselves. Are you really in this faith? You see what I'm saying? Are you really submissive? Are you really willing to submit to your husband's rule? Are you truly ready for the kingdom? You see what I'm saying? You got to really ask yourself that question. Are you truly prepared for the kingdom, for the throne of David, for the tabernacle of David? Are you truly prepared for your husband, for your man to be a king, a ruler, a god? Are you truly prepared for that? Or is this something that you just that you just think is cute? You see what I'm saying? Is this something that you're just following because it's a trend or it's a fad or what have you? You know what I'm saying? You think that this is another so-called black movement. Is that what you if that's what you're thinking, this is not for you. It's not for you. You're not prepared for what you finna see. So let's get this going. I want you to hear this video. All right. Very beautiful woman here. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to address the subject of whether or not a man can love multiple women at once.
Hi, my name is Brandy. I'm a licensed behavior analyst, and today I'm going to be answering the question I get more often from women, and it is, can a man love or be in love with multiple women at once? And my answer is absolutely, they can. One of the primary reasons that they can is because men are really good at compartmentalizing. And if you don't know what that means, think about a man's brain as containing different boxes. Meaning that, okay, when he's with you, that's like a separate box. So when he's with you, he can show up and be fully present. And then when he's with girl B, that's like consider that or think about it as like a separate box. And when he's with her, he can show up and be fully present with her as well. And because men are so good at being able to do so, it creates the perfect climate for them to be able to love or fall in love with various women. And men are just this way by design. And I know this is a conversation for a different day, but that is why I personally believe that no one woman can meet all of a man's needs, or a man will never be satisfied by being with one woman. So I don't necessarily consider it a character flaw. It's more like cognitive architecture, if you think about it. So I hope that helps. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, it's kind of like a what did she call it? Let me take that back. That's funny.
Or be satisfied by being with one woman. So I don't necessarily consider it a character flaw. It's more like cognitive architecture, if you think about it.
All right, cognitive architecture. That's very interesting. All right, very interesting. But the thing about it is that you always had polygamy throughout the scriptures. Always. You know what I'm saying? King David had multiple wives. King Solomon had multiple wives. You see what I'm saying? Moses had multiple wives. Okay? What was it? Abraham had multiple wives. You see what I'm saying? All right, let me look up a couple of these individuals in the scriptures. Okay, you had of course Esau, you had Abraham, you know what I'm saying? You had Gideon, you know what I'm saying? You had Gideon, who had multiple wives. As a matter of fact, let's get that in Judges. Okay, this is Judges chapter 8. Okay, Judges chapter 8 and verse 30, it says, And Gideon had 70 sons. 70 sons. So that's 70 sons. He had 70 heirs to his legacy. You see what I'm saying? You women have a hard time understanding, all right, that the Most High deals with legacy. He deals with lineage. You see what I'm saying? And the lineage is passed down through sons, not daughters. You see? It's passed through the sperm. Okay? That's what your lineage and your pedigree is passed down under. You see what I'm saying? And a man has sons that further his lineage, that furthers his lines. You see what I'm saying? That furthers his inheritance. Okay? When you read throughout the history of our people, the Israelites, you see what I'm saying? In our ancient customs, it was heavily emphasized upon inheritance. You see what I'm saying? So it says, and Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. And his concubine, that was in Shechem, she also bare him a son, whose name he called Abimelech. Okay? So you had many men who were, who were polygamous. You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. All right? The Lord said what? He said to be fruitful and multiply. You see what I'm saying? You can't be fruitful and multiply by just one woman. You know what I'm saying? So it says, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it on that. But when you look at Samuel, all right, the prophet Samuel, his father had 2 wives. You see what I'm saying? So there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing out of the ordinary, you know what I'm saying, in this regard. Okay, when King David, King David, he took, what was the one lady? What was that woman? Her name was Salakia. Oh yeah, Abigail. Let me look that up. All right. Let's see, Abigail. All right, Abigail was one of the. She was a wife. She was a wife to one foolish Israelite who had shown King David and his men hostility instead of hospitality. You know what I'm saying? And he was a very foolish man. All right. But she was a very wise woman. You see what I'm saying? So let me look up Abigail. Let me see. All right. No, that's not it. Let's go to 2 Samuel. See if this is it. Bear with me, Akim. Bear with me. All right. I hadn't read this one in a while. Let's see. Damn. No, that's not it. Am I in the wrong spot? Salakia. 1 Samuel chapter 25. All right, so let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 25, and let's hit verse 20. Let's start at verse 20. Let's start at verse 16. All right, let's start at verse 16. 1 Samuel 25 and 16, it says, "They were a wall unto us both by night and day, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore, know and consider what thou wilt do, for evil is determined against our master, and against all his household. For he is such a son of Belial, that a man cannot speak to him." Then Abigail made haste, and took 200 loaves, 2 bottles of wine, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisins, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses. And she said unto her servants, "Go on before me, behold, I come after you." But she told not her husband Nabal, all right, because her husband Nabal, all right, Nabal had like I said, he was showing hostility towards King David and his men, you know what I'm saying, rather than showing hospitality, you know what I'm saying. And one of the things that you need to learn, all right, is our customs, our ancient customs, and how we, how we dealt with one another, you know what I'm saying. And so this was an egregious act. This was very, very offensive. You see what I'm saying? Very offensive, very rude. And we were against that. Okay? And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill, and behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. All right? Now, let's jump forward. All right? I don't want to read this for too long. "And Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house, like the feast of a king, and Nabal's heart was merry within him, for he was very drunken. Wherefore she told him nothing less or more until the morning light. But it came to pass in the morning, when the wine was gone out of Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, all right, told him that King David was finna ride on him, all right, because of this rude act, all right. King David and his men was gonna ride on Nabal, you know what I'm saying, and take his life. But when she gave him all those things, all right, the sheep, the pies, the cakes, all those things that the bottles of wine, all right, as an offering to appease the king, you know what I'm saying, and calm his spirits. All right, he did so. He calmed down. So here it is. She goes and she tells her husband the next morning, all right, of these things that was going to happen. All right. And his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him, and he became as a stone. So he caught a heart attack. He caught a heart attack when he heard that King David and his men was finna ride on him because of what he did. And it came to pass after 10 days that the Lord smote Nabal, that he died. And when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Blessed be the Lord that hath pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and hath kept his servant from evil. For the Lord hath returned the wickedness of Nabal upon his own head." And David sent and communed with Abigail to take her to him to wife. All right. So King David had took Abigail to be his wife after Nabal had died. Okay? Now, the point being is that men are capable and they have the capacity, as she so eloquently explained, that we are capable of loving more than one woman at a time. All right? And we show our love through our actions, okay? When we're willing to provide substance, all right, provide time and parts of our energy, you know what I'm saying? All right, when we can give to one woman and another woman and another woman, you know what I'm saying? The more substance that a man had, the more women he was able to take on. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a law concerning having multiple women. Okay, there is a law on that, and not a lot of people talk about that. Okay, not a lot of people talk about it. But let's see. I know it's in I believe it's in Exodus. Let me look this up. All right, so this is Exodus chapter 21 and verse 10. It reads, "If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, all right, being sex, shall he not diminish." You see what I'm saying? So if I have one wife and I'm already providing her food, I'm already providing, you know what I'm saying, the clothes that she's wearing, you know what I'm saying, housing, you know what I'm saying, a place to stay, all right, I'm providing for this woman and I'm giving a good dick. Well, guess what? If I take another wife, another woman unto me to marry, all right, I have to provide the same amount. I have to provide the same thing. I have to do, all right, for this woman as I would to my other wife. All right, it's the same situation that Abraham was under. Okay, it's the same thing. Albeit, a concubine is not the same as a wife through a covenant marriage. All right, but that's another lesson for another time. You know what I'm saying? But yes, um, it's supposed to be in a position where a woman is to be provided for. All right, but guess what? A woman also has her own duties that has to be done as well. You see? All right, so let's go here. Let's go to the book of Sirach. Okay, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 25. All right, Sirach chapter 25, verse verse 25. It says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go." You see what I'm saying? So if a woman is not doing her end of the bargain, if she's not doing or moving at the way that a man pleases, you see what I'm saying? Then he is to give her a bill of divorce and let her ass go. And guess what? She doesn't. She leaves with nothing. You see what I'm saying? She leaves with nothing. If she chooses to leave, all right, let's go back. Exodus chapter 21, let's hit verse 10 again. It says, "If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And if he do not these three unto her, All right. So if the man is not doing his end of the bargain, then shall she go out free without money. Okay, that's the stipulation. There's a stipulation. You can leave if your husband is not doing unto you what you know he shouldn't be doing. Excuse me, what he should be doing. If he's not doing that, then you can leave. But you leave without nothing. You leave with nothing, man. You don't leave with money. You don't leave with alimony. You don't leave with 50-50. You know what I'm saying? You don't leave with half of his assets or nothing like that. You leave with nothing. You don't leave with the kids because the children are his offspring. They came from his sperm. Those are his heirs. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of women are not going to like that. Okay? But these are God's laws. You see what I'm saying? And you've been in the West for far too long. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about what this law entails, okay, if the man is not performing what he's supposed to be doing, you're free to leave. All right, but you don't get to just walk away and say, I'm taking the kids, I'm getting child support and this and that and yada yada yada. No. You just get to walk away. All right, but the scriptures also say, should they be reconciled, back together, what I'm saying, hey, let no man tear asunder, man. You see what I'm saying? But she's not allowed to just go and up and be with anybody else. No, she has to remain single for the rest of her life. You see how this goes against whole culture. You see how this goes against 304 culture, man. All right, you're not given a license to sin. So either you're gonna sit on your own, be out there and do your own thing by yourself for the rest of your life, or you can go and be reconciled back to your husband. You see what I'm saying? So the point of the matter is that men can love multiple women at once. All right. Now take the one wife that King David had, for example, right? The one wife that King David had was the daughter of King Saul. All right. So the daughter of King Saul, all right, Michal. Okay. Now, what was up with Michal? Michal had an attitude problem. Okay. Michal had an attitude problem. Let me look her up. Let me see. I spelled it wrong. Salakia. All right, so this is 2 Samuel. All right, 2 Samuel chapter. Let's get some context here. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 6, and let's hit verse. Let's hit verse 17. It says, "And they brought the ark of the Lord and set it in his place, in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David, the king, offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord, Yahweh. And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, all right, of hosts. And he dealt among all the people even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as men. All right. To everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh and a flagon of wine. All right. So he went around. He was handing out. He was handing out the food. He was handing out wine. You know what I'm saying? He was making merry. All right. So all the people departed, every one to his house. Then David returned to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovereth himself. Okay, so Michal has some shit to say. All right. She had a mouth on her that night. You see what I'm saying? Verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before the Lord Yahweh, which chose me before thy father, and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of Yahweh, over Israel, Yasha Allah. Therefore will I play before Yahweh, and I will yet be more vile than thus, and will be base in mine own sight. And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child unto the day of her death. You see what I'm saying? So for that for that little outburst that she felt cute enough to give, you know what I'm saying? King David said, all right, you want to play that game? Okay. You don't get no children. Okay, and back then, for a woman to not have a child, all right, it was a very shameful thing for a woman to go through life and never bear a child. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. As the scriptures say, Sirach chapter 25, verse 26 again, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point, you know, that's the brunt of it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let this lady tell you one more time, all right, and explain it. Can a man fall in love with multiple women at the same time?
Hi, my name is Brandy. I'm a licensed behavior analyst, and today I'm going to be answering the question I get more often from women, and it is: can a man love or be in love with multiple women at once? And my answer is absolutely, they can. One of the primary reasons that they can is because men are really good at compartmentalizing. And if you don't know what that means, think about a man's brain as containing different boxes. Meaning that, okay, when he's with you, that's like a separate box. So when he's with you, he can show up and be fully present. And then when he's with girl B, that's like consider that, or think about it as like a separate box. And when he's with her, he can show up and be fully present with her as well. And because men are so good at being able to do so, it creates the perfect climate for them to be able to love or fall in love with various women. And men are just this way by design. And I know this is a conversation for a different day, but that is why I personally believe that no one woman can meet all of a man's needs, or a man will never be satisfied by being with one woman. So I don't necessarily consider it a character flaw. It's more like cognitive architecture, if you think about it. So I hope that helps. Love you. Bye.
All right. So I hope that's making sense. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's making sense. You know, when you look at our forefather Jacob, you know what I'm saying, when he had he had Rachel, he had Leah, you know what I'm saying? You know, the first wife Leah, he didn't want her. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want her. All right, but he still provided for her. He still, had children by her. You see what I'm saying? He still provided everything that she needed. You see what I'm saying? Even though he didn't want her, all right, he wanted Rachel. Right? So, let me see. I think that there's another law on that. Right, let me see. As a matter of fact, let me look this up real quick. Bear with me.
So,
All right. All right, so this is the scripture here. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 21. All right. So Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse, let's start at verse 15. Okay? And it reads, if a man have two wives, all right, because this is a very controversial chapter, actually. A lot of people a lot of people hate GMS for going into this chapter, you know what I'm saying? All right. But we the prophets begin with our apostles, bishops, and elders, you know what I'm saying? We don't shy from any of the scriptures, man. Okay? So again, verse 15, if a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved first. All right? That he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. Okay? And this is to stop a man from making sure his inheritance goes to the son of the woman that he favored more. You see what I'm saying? Because it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair. All right? Indeed, the child from the hated, okay, if she had your child first, the inheritance should go to the firstborn. Either it be from the woman that you favored more, or the woman that you favored less. You see what I'm saying? But you can still love both of these women. You can still love both of those women. And as a matter of fact, this law is ensuring that things remain fair, that there's no favoritism, all right, in terms of inheritance. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So it says, then shall it be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. You see? So, if anything, you should be thanking the Heavenly Father for these laws, you know what I'm saying, that protects you, okay, in this instance. All right? But the bottom line is that men can love multiple women. Okay? Some more than others, quite possibly. It happens all the time. You know this. You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that he's incapable of loving you both. And when you see what comes down the line, all right, during Jacob's trouble, you're going to see a lot of women taking hold of one man. You see what I'm saying? It could be 2, it could be 5, it could be 20. You see what I'm saying? But they're coming. Like the elder Apostle Gabar says, they're coming. And we're going to have to beat them off with a stick. There's going to be so many women who's going to be coming looking for protection, any protection. You women truly have to understand what it is that we, the prophets, are telling you of just how bad it's going to get with these wars that's ramping up. You see what I'm saying? I just saw a video of a young man with his girlfriend in the car, and these Ukrainian soldiers was dragging that man out of that car while his girlfriend is screaming because they need more bodies for the meat grinder. And she's never going to see her boyfriend ever again. You see what I'm saying? That's coming to America. And you're gonna have to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? This is what the scriptures are saying. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 16. I'll close it out. All right, 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 33. And it reads, "The virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine." This is what's coming. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, you women who claim to be in this truth, you better examine yourselves, and examine yourselves hard. Okay? This is more than just sitting around, all right, with a head wrap on and a dress with fringes or some shit. You see what I'm saying? The Lord's going to put everyone's faith to the test. And you women have no exception. So I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And I'll say this, pick-me's get picked. Pick-me's get picked. Shalom.